there's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, that's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, we'll travel like that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on.
I've not used this before, so I'm just trying it out.
Like the old times, we'll hit pause and then hit a rewind. You wanna come over, just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly. Hey buddy, no strangers here. These times I hold them dear. My door's open, so come on in. This was great, let's do it again. Just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly. Do you wanna come over? Just like the old times, we'll hit pause and then hit rewind. You wanna come over? Just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly.
Now, you might know him as Adam from Gofigure, but I know him as my best buddy Adam, and that's how I like to talk about him. He's my best buddy in the world. I love that guy. He's under the weather, and you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to get together a couple of cool guys that also think that Adam is a good friend of theirs, and just really show some appreciation, make him feel a little bit special, because he is special to me, and I know that you guys have a special place in your heart for our buddy Adam too. Sadly, Adam can't make it with us today, which is A-okay if he's watching. We hope you enjoy the show. How are you, Gazz?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. This is our show, Shoot the which we like to just hang around and talk nonsense. Today, we're actually doing something nice for a change.
Yeah.
So it's the least we could do.
Our buddy
do something nice. We're the bad guys of the group, right? We're the ones that talk nonsense. Nah, just kidding. We've brought along our good buddy Wes from the Fandom Power podcast. How are you, bud?
Hello, everybody. I'm doing good. I'm doing okay. It's a lovely day here in my neck of the woods. Got some yard work in today, and just happy to be hanging out with you guys.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Remember that song?
I do. Actually, I was too busy geeking out over the Littlest Hobo music. I was singing that stuff.
Right. So Adam put that together for Joe Fest, and I can't remember his original intention for that video, but I wasn't included in it. Right? He had that. I think it was going to be like a road trip thing to Joe Fest, and right. he asked for certain clips of people for their travel to Joe Fest. Right. And I sent him a clip of me in the plane, and then shortly afterwards, while I was visiting him in Canada, he goes, "Oh, that idea is not really going to work." And I was like, "Well, I'm here. You're here. Why don't we film something?" And we did. We took his camera to the side of a Canadian roadway or highway or streetway or whatever it was, and while navigating trucks and cars going by, me walking around with a hobo stick, a little bit of camera issues, but we eventually got the shot. But I love that. I love that so much. A Littlest Hobo music doesn't go anything other than that video, and of course the original TV show. Other than that, I don't want to see it. Let's say hi to the chat real quick, and then we'll get into it. We got Cutthroat Comics saying, "What the? Yeah, we got one. No one's here. We're here. We made it. You got 2 types of music today. Let's effing go, says Pericles. Rolando's here with a hello. Gaz is backstage laughing his butt off. Hey, who told you? Who told you? Steven's here. Hello, everyone. Nodsy here with a g'day all. Joe Fan 84 catching us live. G'day, buddy. Adam watching from the chat. What's it all about now? Also, double intro. You got it. You got it, buddy. WJ, original green 12 time. Good to see you. Thanks, everybody. And I will, in the interest of keeping things Adam-centric, I'm going to skip the Clubhouse roll call for today. But links are in the description if you do want to be a member or a Patreon supporter. Also, more importantly, is the links to you fine fellows are in there. Go subscribe to these guys. Adam's links are in the description as well. Adam from Gofigure, or as I like to call him, my best buddy Adam. And there's his channel if you want to go check it out. Do please hit subscribe to that channel. It's great stuff. Josiah, yo, how are you, bud? Yeah, so I thought we would talk about first time or we met Adam, some nice stories that we know about ads, and then we'll talk about some of our favorite videos because Adam knows I have a favorite video, and it'll be interesting to know if you guys know which one is my favorite. But I'll kick it off, right? Because I sometimes think there was a live stream that I was on with Ken where Adam was also on there. It was the first time I was face to face with Adam. And I sometimes think that is the first time that I ever met Adam. But then I remembered there was actually an earlier interaction that we had. It was via email. So I'm lucky enough to know the exact date that I had a conversation with Adam. It was 15th of the 10th. So it was in October 15th, 2021. And we were talking about Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh!
I was putting together some action figure wrestling videos, and I was like, maybe I'll introduce Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I wonder who I could get to voice Hacksaw because I didn't want to do all the voices myself. And I think it was Ken that said, I know a guy, also Canadian. And I was like, all right, get him to hit me up. So we talked about Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Yeah, that is a way back. But it feels like, you know what? It feels like longer, though. I feel like I've known Adam for a longer time than just a couple of years. Gaz, do you remember the first time you interacted or met with Adam?
I think the first time I interacted with him was in our group. I think, and not face-to-face, video-to-video. I think it was a games night. I'm not sure. I think it was a games night.
Could have been,
but I had some interactions with him, just me and him, especially on this.
Yeah.
Custom Mo2 Ace Hunter with Delta Mark III Sky Sled.
That's so good. It has wheels, but I'm almost certain it can still fly.
Oh, it can fly.
That's pretty cool.
It can fly.
Geek Strong is also here saying, hey, everyone. As we all know, I'm Geek Week, so it's always good to have Geek Strong in the chat to keep us safe.
He was such a great guy about this. I asked him, hey, what do you think? You think that if if I send you some stuff, you can make me an Ace Hunter out of Mo2 figures? And he's like, yeah. So I got a couple of new Origin figures I can send to you. Can you make that? He's like, I'll do better than that. I'm like, what? I'll just make it. I'm like, I got to send you some stuff first. And he made it. And he did that. He 3D printed the Sky Sled, painted it, customized. Wow, so great.
I
find Adam to be very generous with his time and his creativity. He put together my new Clubhouse song. Like he's singing the song in the Clubhouse theme.
Yeah.
He also put together all the little animations for people, like the little caricatures. He put them together for me. He always puts together slides for my live shows because I'm no good with slides. We know that. We do it the Gazz way. I call it the Gazz way.
What do you mean the Gazz way? It's called the low tech way.
Yeah. It's still tech.
Never mind that all three of us are attached to a computer right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that doesn't count.
But to get it from here to there.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. That's extra. That's extra stuff. I don't know a lot of stuff. I'm surprised I can even do this much. Like, have I even hit go live? Because that's a real possibility that I haven't.
I would have issues with that. I would have issues there. I don't know where to hit. What's that red button? If I hit that red button, what happens?
Don't do it. It might blow up. So, Wes, what about you? Do you remember any standout introductions?
I want to say that I think Adam and I got connected through the toy community. I'm fairly certain it was when I ran a small, just like a mom and pop, like one-man show toy shop for a few years prior to COVID. And then after COVID, it just I realized that I was just kind of peeing in the wind. So I threw in the towel. But
Right.
But in that time that I was doing that stuff, I want to say that Adam and I connected, might have been through through a Facebook toy group, and he knew that I was in the business. And I mean, we don't live particularly close to each other. Like, to drive, I think that's like an hour and a half. It might even be longer. And
Right.
we made arrangements. I had some figures that he wanted, and we made arrangements so that he could come and get them. And then they sat. They sat for like, I don't know, a couple of months, and I'm like, did this guy like forget? And then out of nowhere, no, seriously, I'm totally coming. I'm coming. And then he made the drive over, and we met face to face. And since then, we've really connected over being YouTubers. Adam has been a fantastic sounding board for me when all of the world seems to be in chaos. He is a solid rock. And so we have some we've had some pretty good conversations over what the crazy stuff that happens in this kind of space.
I've been able to hang out with Adam and the family. They were gracious enough to let me go and stay with them for a week, which is crazy when you think about it. Someone that you've never met face to face is going to come and stay with you in your own home with your family. Kelly also allowed me that invitation when I was in America. But when I was in Canada, I hung out with the Hodgins family, and they're all buttes. Even their town, the people that I met in the town. It's just you can tell that that's the town I would like to live in if I was living in a small Canadian town. But just a beautiful place, beautiful people. But I got to see what it was like taking the kids out for a toy hunt. And I got to see it under two very different circumstances. One was at Toys R Us, which was great because I hadn't been to a Toys R Us in a long time. Oh, go figure here. Adam saying, I brought the broken Outback that became the SWC Outback. There you go.
Oh, right. That's right. That's
Yeah,
one
he
of the
did.
figures, yeah.
So that is, if I go over to this screen, that is the video I'm talking about. I'll just scroll down. I need a mouse.
It's the one that says a slaughterhouse on it. That you got it
Yeah,
from
yeah.
What?
Where's the videos? I'll go this way. I'm still trying to figure out this laptop doesn't have a mouse. It is somewhere here. How far do? Come on, scroll. Oh, there's Mega Force.
Yeah, there's my video. What? Right there.
And if I can just let me scroll down, mate. Go figure Outback 1 year ago. Down but not out. That's right. Great video. Do check that one out. It's just good fun. Am I covering it? No, there it is. Yeah, it's a great video. I didn't realize that came from you, Wes. That's a little bit of extra specialness coming out of that one.
Hey, I just facilitated. That's all I did.
Nate.
Well, it adds a little bit of extra special. But yeah, g'day to Retro Tinker, currently working. We're happy to ring up for you. You know that's a service that we provide. If you want us to ring in sick, just give me the heads up, buddy. I'll do it.
This is Nate. I can't come in today.
Well, he's already at work. We'd have to ring up and say we're something else.
Oh,
yeah, hello. I'm Nate's father. Oh yeah, what's your name? I don't know.
I'm Nate's son. I'm sick. Can you send him home?
Adam is massively talented. Agreed. A fantastic human. Agreed. And you couldn't ask for a better friend. Agreed. So I went to Toys R Us, which was great because I hadn't been to a Toys R Us in a long time. It was cool to see because we used to have Toys R Us in Australia, much like in the US. They were taken away. And I hadn't been to one in a while. Did not disappoint. There was a lot less G.I. Joe than I'd like, but there were some reaction figures, which is always cool to see because they've got some really cool characters that are, a little bit obscure to the main line, right? G.I. Joe classifieds were there, which were great to see. I got to see like Sergeant Slaughter classified on a shelf, right? We don't see any of that here. But then we went to another place out of town that was like a vintage toy store, and that was a whole different experience. Those kids, they are diving into these bins to pick out and choose all these classic vintage figures, and it was a mission. Like they were on a full mission, and then they didn't just accept the price tag either. They were haggling. They haggled for bargains. Thanks, buddy. Hit that like button for us, but also don't forget to hit subscribe.
What? That wasn't my name.
Yeah. It's close though.
It's close.
You know, I think what it is, I think there's a paradox, right? If they get my name right, then someone else has to get their name wrong.
All right, I'll go with that.
There's the paradox. But he's got some fantastic kids and a fantastic wife, and they're just a full-on fantastic family. And I'm so blessed to be able to stay with them. The kids sacrificed one of the bedrooms so that I could stay there, and they bunked together, which if you've got siblings can go either way, right? It's either going to go okay or it's going to go wild, but it went well. And I miss that place. I want to go back there. I want to go back and check it out. So have you guys got, if you guys are here and you don't know Adam's channel, and I don't know why you wouldn't, do jump over and hit subscribe to it, because you're not going to regret it. It is magic happening before your eyes. And I was grateful enough to be able to watch it in person happen after Joe Fest, when he did the Sky Striker video. One of my favorite memories of the Sky Striker video was actually going through Augusta, Georgia, holding Sky Strikers and just whooshing through the air with them. Both of us just like, it was great fun, which I think is also here somewhere. Give me a second, I'll slide up to it. I think it was a little bit further up. And that would be there it is, Gofigure Joe Fest. Tremendous video. And there's something here for everyone. Like if you're into pop culture, anything, you're bound to find a repair video that suits your collectabilities. So have you guys got a favorite video?
Besides the Megaforce one, of course. I think his most recent Voltron episodes or trilogy were pretty darn wizardry.
And there might be a fourth one now.
I hope it's the vehicle one.
Vehicle.
What's funny is I watch them all, and I watch them sort of with the same sort of reverence, because there's an entire skill set there that I don't have that just fascinates me when I'm watching the time-lapse footage of the 3D rendering process, and I'm like, my brain can't compute what he's doing. I just love it.
Yeah, I got to see it with my own eyes, and I was still confused as how this magic was happening before me. I had picked up the Ted DiBiase $1 Million Man figure from the Superstars, and I was like, this guy looks cool, but I want to sort of motuify him. So I put together, I put on some armor from another WWE Masters of the WWE Universe figure to make him look like Ram Man. And Adam goes, "Oh, if you give me a moment, I'll put together a $1 million title belt." I'm like, "Okay, that'll be cool." Yeah, and he just 3D prints me this belt that fit perfectly on him. It's crazy. Hey, Grayson's here. Flying Grayson, the one half of the dynamic duo that is Adam's kids. How are you, bud?
I watch his videos, and you watch like you say, watching the 3D printing process where he's designing it. I can't imagine how he moves his hand that fast.
It's real time, man. It's
Oh,
all,
is
it's
it?
real time.
all happening live and in real time.
Right, yeah.
One of my favorite toy lines from, I guess what would it be, late 80s or early 90s? When did Robin Hood Prince of Thieves come out? 90.
So that would have been 90.
Early 90s?
It would be after that. It would have been 90.
Wait,
93.
I got Google.
Gazz it up for me. Gazz it up.
Could be wrong. I think it's 93.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Which one do you think, Wes?
93.
93. I was thinking 91.
The big no.
Where we're at.
1991.
91. Wow. I guess I was.
91.
So what? You've done your
Silence
thing.
that
You've done your trick. So one of my favorite videos has to do with one of my favorite toy lines that I had growing up in the 90s, and that was Robin Hood Prince of Thieves. And Adam did this tremendous. We actually did a live stream when I was to talk about it, but he actually did a couple of them, and I'll show you. The conclusion was over here with Robin Hood Part 2, where he puts together the King Richard figure. So they never made a King Richard, but if you're interested to see what it may have looked like due to like prototypes that were showing up, Adam recreates that very well, expertly in the Robin Hood Part 2. That's got 569 views, and I reckon 500 of those are mine. And another one that I always circle back to, which is another favorite of mine, I'll circle back up to that, is the Gofigure Robin Hood Part 1. Now, not only, I don't want to, no spoilers on this, but if you think you've seen all the Robin Hood figures, you haven't, because these are so good, they could be official parts of it. And it's not just, sometimes it's not just the 3D printing or what's the thing called Cricut? A Cricut machine?
A Cricut machine, yeah.
Cricut machine. Sometimes it's not just that. Sometimes it's a little bit of soft goods creations as well. So he's a master of many skills and an owner of many machines. Although I hear that the Cricut machine is technically the wives, but he's taken full ownership of it, I suppose.
Who gets more use out of it?
That's right. But if you haven't seen the Robin Hood ones, check it out. It's so good. The first video that I ever collaborated on with Adam was, I'll show you, it was such a fun one. And that was it must be down here. Gofigure Batmobile. Gentlemen, start your Batmobiles. I think it was this one where we were racing different vehicles, and we had to see which one would beat the Batmobile. I'm sure that's the one.
Oh, I remember that. That was fun.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah,
That was a lot of fun, yeah.
That's definitely
the turtle. Didn't have the turtle van in there, the Dick Tracy police car.
right. So the turtle van was my pick.
Yeah,
I picked the turtle van thinking that that it was going to have a little bit of heft to it, so that it would go down the slide and beat the Batmobile. Did it? Did it check out the video and find out?
yeah
But it was definitely a fun one to be a part of. That was the first collaboration I was ever on. Great video.
You know who would have won it if it was around then?
What's that? Of course. Of course. We need a part 2.
Part 2. I don't know. Wait, isn't Adam setting up a race for this Joe Fest?
Oh, well, that'll be cool.
Isn't he doing Adam, if you're still in the chat, is there still a race going on?
Yeah, is there a race? I would like to know.
I believe he was talking about an OG vamp race.
Ooh.
Bring your own vamp. I don't know if that's still a thing.
If you're going to do a vamp race, which version of the vamp are you going to use?
Oh, it's easy. I got an RC vamp right over there. Use that. It's going to win it hands down.
Well, it's RC, right? You got to do a little bit of oomph to it.
No, I got well, if it's just OG vamps, I think maybe Vamp Mark II wins it.
Oops, hang on. Let me put you at the top there so you don't get covered by the... I was blown away with Adam Sector's Customs glow-in-the-dark puppet. Plus, he made replaceable wings. Incredible. That's yeah. He does do.
Yeah.
He made puppets. It's all good stuff. Yeah.
That was crazy cool.
Oh, the vamp ramp has been offered, but he hasn't heard back yet. Let's fingers crossed for that. Now, I also got to take part in a video called the Gofigure Sergeant Slaughter, the Sarge's new ride.
Oh yeah.
Where he puts together and we got a bunch of people to sort of vote on the name of the new ride. So if you want to figure out what that was called, do check out that video too. But yeah, it's got everything in there from He-Man to Ghostbusters, Megaforce. He joins us for Mo Tuesdays when we're on Mo Tuesdays, and he comes up with the themes and all the images for that too.
And he's the host of the Games Night when we do Games Night.
He is the host of the Games Night. We're overdue for a Games Night, so we'll make that a priority once Adam's up and running.
I love those, by the way. I try to tune in for those and get in on the chat.
Damn that
It's just
gaggle.
good fun.
He uses gaggle though. I don't understand that.
Yeah, you've got a love-hate relationship with the what's the Cobra diver called again?
Hydro bleeper.
But yeah. That blew my mind too. I regret missing that live. I'd have suggested taking care of business tank. Oh, yeah. So sometimes what'll happen is Adam will do a video and then we'll do a live stream on my channel either before or after. And that's always good fun because after I've seen the majesty of what he puts together, I get to gush over it for like an hour and a half or 2 hours and talk about how it goes. Did you say Gains Night? No. If there's a Gains Night, you win. I'm out. I've got 0 gain. What's the opposite of gains? I've got losses.
Last night.
My favorite Games Night moment was Adam put together a question that was Arctic GI Joes, and Space Commander said the fridge. I was like, that's not a bad answer. Like they should have done the fridge in Arctic gear.
It's still. I mean, like it comes up at every Games Night. It's one of those mythic things.
Adam, if you're able to, can you message me a picture of that? I don't actually own that picture. Could you message it to me so I could show them?
Oh my god, I think I have the Popeye one.
Oh, you do? Yeah, show us that.
No, this is Popeye one. Hold on a second. I think I have one. May have deleted it.
Why would you delete something as awesome?
I just don't know where it is. If it's on this laptop or if it's on something else that's not here. No, it's not there. That's not it.
This is also what we do on Shoot the Shit, is we look for
where's
stuff.
the icon? Where's the icon to bring the screen? Oh man,
Speaking
I'm
of
lost.
looking for stuff and talking about games, I have to say I'm particularly fond of the Facebook Marketplace guess the pricing game.
Yeah. There's no way to ever get it right,
because we gotta break it down into Canadian dollars.
Oh my! So I feel like I have an unfair advantage there, but then it's like he finds these like weird, like I don't know how long he spends curating these ads looking for this stuff, but like the doll that was looked like it had been on fire.
Oh yeah.
They're still asking $1. There's the Batman gun. Thanks, Adam, for sending this over. Someone said this was a good idea.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Look where you put the water for a start.
He goes hand in hand with the penis Punisher.
So there's a Donald Duck one and a Popeye one, and then there's one other one, isn't there? There's a fourth one.
There was Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck.
There was Donald Duck. Donald Duck was one. I remember that.
Imagine that coming at you.
He looks like he is very alert.
Yeah, I don't have that image.
I would literally be like, no, Batman, no.
I must have been scrolling through my images, and I'm like, what is this still on here for? Delete.
Well, while you're looking for that image, there's a question for Wes. What's your favorite figure line to collect?
Oh, my favorite figure line. So I was late to the toy game because my folks got rid of my childhood collection when I was about 14. So all of those memories, I still have them. I just don't have anything in physical form. So when I came back to toys in 2007, late 2006, early 2007, I had just I went all in on modern Transformers. So Transformers has always been my first toy love, but surprisingly, it's probably not the largest number of figures in my collection. That's probably the Star Wars Black series, but I'm a modern guy. I smatterings here and there, but yeah, Transformers, Star Wars, Masters of the Universe, top 3.
Okay, who's your favorite Transformer?
Optimus Prime.
Yeah. You can't go past.
Can't help it.
Yeah.
It's always Optimus Prime.
You're wrong. It has to be. You're wrong because it has to be Grimlock.
Me Grimlock, me king. Listen, I had a hard time. I had a hard time with. I purged my collection a few years ago, and I actually had to stop and ask, why do I have 11 versions of Optimus Prime? It was just it was unwieldy. So
I have
I have over 400 Sergeant Slaughter action figures.
Oh my god!
That's just the O-rings. So if you
wow,
I'm in no way able to judge anyone in their collectability.
Well, I don't have 400 or like what'd you say 9, 10, 12,
11 Optimus Primes at one time. Yeah,
I have 6 Grimlocks. I think that's the
pretty
limit.
cool though. Yeah, all different though, right? All different, right?
Yeah, I got like the masterpiece. I bought the what is it, the movie version?
Oh yeah,
the cartoon movie version. Then I had one that I built myself, and then I had like the latest one that came out, and then the one I just showed. And then there's that's it. Oh, it's 5. I don't have 6. I only have 5.
That's okay.
That's 2 less than you thought you had. You got that. That means
I have Grimlock.
You got an excuse to get 2 more.
That's right. Yes, I do.
But not that you need an excuse. Speaking of Cutthroat Comics is a fan of Megatron and Ironhide. I do love Megatron too. I've been messing around with Megatron.
I love Ironhide because I have visions of bear with me for a second. I have visions of Peter Cullen in the booth doing this.
Yeah.
Shut up, Ironhide.
Maybe instead of buying those 2, I'll just save up and get that self-transforming one.
The roll set. Oh,
it's $1,500 though. I don't think I could do that.
1,500 US.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's like $1 million for me.
It's
million and one for me.
It's more expensive than both Prime and Megatron, so that means he's the best.
Well, the king demands king prices.
Damn right.
for what it's going to do in my collection, it's not worth it for me to buy it. It's just going to sit there, and
if I bought that, I'd be bringing it with me everywhere. Everywhere.
Like
everywhere. $1,500. That thing's coming to work with me.
Hey, have you guys
Grimlock?
Speaking of collections, I was lucky enough to actually go and sit amongst Adam's collection, which he has in his office at work. If you don't know Adam, I don't know what the correct term is, but his office is at a church. And so I also got to participate in some church going, which I haven't done since I was a kid. And it was probably one of the things I was least excited to do. Like I knew that I wanted to go and experience some of his day-to-day stuff, right? It was important to me to know the day in the life of Adam, basically, right? And I was like, this is what he does for work. This is what he does, his belief system. It's not necessarily my thing, but I'm going to go there and check it out. And I'll tell you what, I had a great time. I had a tremendous time.
Remember when he invited us to do the judging for the cardboard armor wars that he has? Oh my god!
Yes. So the armor wars, all the kids in the church put together cardboard armor, and we got to participate as judges online like this.
That's real cool.
You know how hard it is? favorite cardboard armor when there's a bunch of kids that have put so much work into it. You got to pick one. It's so tough. So
There's
tough.
one that had like what? Didn't he build himself like a
It's a castle
tower?
steeple, right?
Yeah, castle steeple, and then he came out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
The first year that we did it, there was a little guy that made himself samurai armor. It was super cool.
I think the samurai won.
He did win. He won.
Yeah,
That is the winner, and I think he won the battle as well.
Right.
That was insane.
But the amount of creativity that goes in just putting together cardboard, we were surprised. Adam saying, I'd watch a YouTube show about Gazz going on blind dates and bringing Grimlock. I would also watch that. What would you call it? Grimlocked in love? Either way, that's a good idea, and we should do that.
This has got to happen. This is gonna happen. I got to save up for it. I'll get it in a couple of years.
So I was sitting in his office looking at it because his wall is covered with toys that are pinned, and he also had glass cabinets that were just filled with stuff. And I was so enamored with it that I sat down in the chair, quite like the chair I'm in now. I just sat back in the chair and was just looking at it all. And he goes, "Hey, I got to go and do this real quick. Are you all right here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine right here. Come back whenever. This is great."
I have arrived in Mecca. I'm good.
Yeah, it was like a toy museum. So Adam doesn't have modern toys, and I know that Wes, you're a modern collector. And I did try and spend the entire Mo Tuesday last time trying to convince Adam that the new Prince Adam Cringer 2-pack was probably worth getting, even though it's a modern toy. No, it didn't go for it. That was an hour and a half well spent. But the the wall-to-wall toys, because they are all vintage, some of them have been repaired, some of them have been repurposed, but for the majority of his collection, it's all vintage stuff. It was like walking into a toy museum, and it brought back a lot of childhood feelings and memories, and all good stuff, thankfully. And it was just like a magical moment, because if you have your own collection, you become sort of aware of it, right? You become almost blinded by what you have, because you have it, you look around at it, and you're like, this is great. But when you sit down in amongst things that you can just appreciate as for what they are, I found that to be quite a eye-opening moment, particularly the X-Men stuff. And we get to talk about Toy Biz X-Men. We actually got to talk about Toy Biz as a whole. But I said to Adam, I was like, man, I'd love to talk about the X-Men days of Toy Biz. And he goes, no, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it from the beginning. We're gonna talk about Batman, and we're gonna talk about the DC superheroes. And I didn't even collect any of the DC stuff. I think I had a Flash and a Batman because everyone had Batman, and I liked the Flash show. But I can't recall if I had a Superman. And if I did have a Superman, I would have given the cape to Thor anyway and just ditched the Superman. It wasn't that. Sorry, Gaz. I know you're a Superman. I know. I'm sorry. I apologize, Gaz. I know. Superman versus Grimlock. Who wins?
Superman.
I'm staying away from that one.
I'm sorry, Grimlock. I'm sorry. Superman.
Now, what if Ace Hunter?
But they wouldn't fight. They would team up. Ace Hunter would team up with Grimlock
first before they team up.
Well,
you know the comic rules.
All right.
We must fight before we figure out. We are on the same side.
If Ace and Grimlock are fighting, I mean, Grimlock's going to have the upper hand, obviously, because he's a giant metal robot, and Ace is just a regular guy on a bike, a cool regular guy on a bike. But eventually, Ace would win him over, and then he'd be riding on the back of Grimlock going into battle.
It wouldn't take long. It wouldn't take long for Ace Hunter to convince anyone that he's a good guy.
No, it wouldn't.
I think Superman, however, he's got it over both of them. And he's like the ultimate good guy, right? He's like...
Yeah, he's the Boy Scout.
Boy Scout, yeah.
Did you guys see the official photograph that came out today?
No.
James Gunn posted the first official photograph of David Cornsweet in the Superman costume today.
Google.
Yeah.
Bring it up, guys.
It's
That's it.
I'll leave it for you to decide how you feel about it, but it's safe to say that for my eyes, the suit looks to be influenced by the Cavill suit.
Okay.
Well, I think that kind of looks like Cavill in a way, right? In a little bit of a way. Well, I'm going to bring it up here. Hold on.
Well, then just use Cavill.
I don't know why. Wait. Is it
Not much
him
comments.
sitting down in a chair?
Yep, pulling a boot on. Yep.
Oh man, come on, seriously.
Let's see it, Gaz.
I'm
I
pulling
was
it up
reading
now.
some of the comments, and it was like one of the comments said, "When you have Henry Cavill at home."
Here we go. I'm pulling up, trying to get it to come up big. There we go. And I'm trying to get it to be whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right, I'm going to solo you real quick.
That's the one.
Oh,
It looks
yeah.
like Henry Cavill. It does. It looks like him. So why get rid of him? But you know what?
I don't
But
know.
you know what? You know what though? I'm gonna go in it with an open mind. I'm not gonna be angry. I just want to see a good Superman movie. If it's a good movie, I'll be happy. If it's not, I'll be happy that I saw Superman on the screen. It's not.
It's just another Superman movie. You can't be upset with that. Gaz,
as long as-
I think your microphone's rubbing against your zipper there, friend.
Ooh.
Way better. Thanks, bud. Adam concurs that he's the best hero of the 80s. And there's a lot to choose from when you're picking from the 80s.
Oh my gosh. Well, technically, Chris Reeves' run went into the 80s, and then you had the guy that played Superboy, whose name escapes me.
Superboy was an okay show. Wasn't great. It was
Dean
okay.
Cain.
Dean Cain?
Oh no,
Dean Cain
it was
was
the 80s.
Superman.
It was in the 90s.
Lois and Clark, but it was more about Lois and Clark than it was Superman.
Clark was in the
It pretty
90s,
decent.
so I guess you can't really count that.
Yeah.
I think.
Superpowers, Superman.
But what makes him the best hero of the 80s, though? I mean, Superman Comics was doing pretty good. The Death of Superman didn't show up until, what, 1990, 1990, right? 91, maybe?
Yeah, it was the beginning of the 90s.
Right?
Well,
No, later than that, maybe. No, Death of Superman must have been maybe 90.
it was in the early 90s because the reason why they did it was because of the Lois and Clark show. They don't want to kill him off in the comic books because he was
1992.
92. Okay, cool.
They didn't want to make the show. You know what I mean?
You've got a lot of heroes to choose from when we're talking about the 80s, though. I mean, yeah, you got Superman, but you got He-Man, you've got Lion-O, you've got Papa Smurf. Right? We've got a lot of heroes to choose from in the 80s. Superman being top spot is actually
Now I'm nervous about my sweatshirt.
I mean, you put
you're all good,
Superman,
buddy. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
you put Superman on any roster from any decade, and he is top tier. So it's it's hard not to.
I don't know. I don't know if he's the best hero of the 80s, but he's definitely up there. Hello, Jeff. Jeff saying John Byrne reset the Superman. Am I saying Byrne right?
Yeah, John Byrne.
John Byrne.
Yep.
Reset the Superman comic post Crisis on Infinite Earths in the 80s to big acclaim. Yeah.
Yeah. Changed it big time. But
and Christopher Reeves did make a great Superman.
I mean, he's still my Superman.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I think Superman is the he's a hero. I don't know if he's the hero of the 80s, but he was definitely big. He was probably a bigger when you look at just symbols, you probably have Batman, Superman, Spider-Man to be able to just pick symbols of a character.
If you want
icon.
the definition of a superhero, it's Superman. I think he's what a superhero should be. Batman is more of a vigilante. Beat you to a pulp, leave you in the hospital so you don't commit the crime again, as opposed to being a superhero or like a Superman figure where he's trying to bring out the best in people. Where Batman does it with fear. Superman
Right.
does it
And-
with
I reckon Adam, if he was part of the Justice League, would be a mixture of both Superman and Batman.
I think he'd be more Superman than Batman though.
But he's got the tech skills of Batman.
Yeah.
Oh my
Excellent.
god, yeah.
That wizardry.
Tech skills of Batman with the sensibilities of Superman.
That is so true. That statement is 1,000,000,000% true. The Ruby Spears Superman.
Yeah.
Wait, they did
It is
Superman?
Ruby Spears did one season of a Superman animated series that, while it didn't have anything to do with the movies, used the John Williams score as its opening theme, and it ran in two segments per episode where they did like a classic Superman saves the day story, and then they did another thing, like it was usually like it's Smallville and like something else that wasn't like directly Superman, but it was very cool. I loved it.
I'm
That one on
looking it
TV.
up right now. I don't think
it's
I've
good.
seen this. I think I'm
It's
going to have to watch
absolutely
this.
worth watching. Yes, watch it.
How are you, Stephen?
And I call myself a Superman fan. I don't even know about this.
Superman and Coca-Cola are the two most globally recognized logos. Yeah, they're Could you imagine? I'm gonna put in one day. I'll put in the AI Superman Coca-Cola costume. See what that looks like for marketing.
Weird.
Black and white Superman TV cartoon. I saw the. I remember the old black and white, but I think I must have seen them when they colorized them.
The George Reeves. The George Reeves series.
I was thinking of the cartoon.
The
the
Fleischer cartoons.
Fleischer.
The Fleischer cartoons. They were all in color. The
Yeah,
early ones, those are on color. The one where he fights the giant robots is awesome. I love
it so much. And he leaps over buildings in a single bound. He doesn't really fly.
Yeah, he doesn't
so much.
fly.
Yeah.
I like it when he's punching a death ray.
Yeah, it's the way it's the way like superheroes were portrayed back then are so cool compared to the way they are now. It's like he's punching a death ray. They gotta shoot a death ray. So imagine if he's like fighting Cyclops and Cyclops is like shooting his beam at him. He's bam, bam, bam. It's like
get it right back into the back of his skull.
Get out of here, you X-Man.
If you haven't already subscribed to Adam's channel, please do so. The link is in the description. It's just the best of the best. He's got Brave Star in here, superpowers, Silverhawks, Masters of the Universe, where he came up with a He-Man and the Masters of the Universe movie version of the Castle Grayskull.
Yeah.
He came up with and look, you get some good hand action too. Right? You can't go wrong with that. That looks a little bit suspicious. Maybe I shouldn't have played this one. However, it is all good.
There's the one he did the Dolph Lundgren armor for his He-Man, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna show off another of Adam's creations. Oh, he made me Brave Star.
That.
Not just any Brave Star.
Pretty sweet.
This
looking.
is the Brave Star, the man with no name Brave Star, because I was a Clint Eastwood fan. So he made.
How good is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool.
I'm proud to say that I have a 3D printed hat and poncho for my Brave Star that Adam sent me too. It's such good quality stuff, and a lot of his 3D printed stuff doesn't look 3D printed. You know what I mean? Like, you know, in the infancy of 3D printing, you could tell when something was 3D printed. You know, the lines and whatever. But his stuff is always very good quality. Very good quality stuff.
Just look at the latest of the latest of Voltron ones when he does the the heads for the the green and yellow lines.
Yeah.
He does their heads and they come out almost perfect. Like I wouldn't say almost perfect. They came out perfect.
Yeah. So Gofigure Voltron 3, I believe, was the one where he made the fists.
The one. That is the one.
And then he's got 3 so far. I'm hoping for a part 4. Lion Force Voltron is our favorite Voltron, Gaz. We're very vocal about that.
No, no. It's the vehicle Voltron.
What did I say?
You said Lion. It's the.
Oh, I meant Vehicle Force Voltron. Vehicle Force Voltron is our favorite. I meant to say Vehicle Force. Lion Force Voltron's very cool though.
The Lions are cool, but not as cool as the vehicle one.
And you get so many different vehicles. You don't just get 5 lines. You get so many different vehicles put together. And
15 or something.
Yeah,
it's a large number.
It is,
Yeah,
it is. I have like a GIF on my phone that shows them performing.
Did you guys watch the Netflix, the Legendary Defender show?
I watched some of it. Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Did you like the nod to Vehicle Voltron in the final episode?
I haven't seen the final episode.
but please explain.
There's a nod to Vehicle Voltron in the final episode where somebody is working on an SUV in the background, and it is the foot of Vehicle Voltron.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Does that mean they're going to be doing it?
Listen, if they can get the rights to that, and I think there's a great way, like the whole Matchbox marketing thing about having Lion Force be like the defenders of the outer universe, and then the vehicle guy is sort of the mid range. Like, I never understood Vehicle Voltron in space; it didn't make sense to me. But to have them as like an Earth defense force where they can utilize their special abilities, the water team, the air team, the land team, that makes sense to me, and I would watch a show about that.
Yeah. And they did have a connection to Lion Force Voltron too, because I think Pidge's cousin was.
Yeah, it's definitely a relative.
Here we go. Here it is.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, look at that bad boy.
It just looks so cool. Did they ever do a versus? Like, who do you think would win out of Lion Force and Vehicle Force?
Oh, Vehicle, hands down.
You know, so that's a tough question though, because are we talking just like force on force, like we're already formed a Voltron? Because 15 vehicles versus 5 lions doesn't seem like a fair fight.
I'm sorry, they ain't forming Lion Voltron.
They're not even going to get close. But we're saying Voltron v Voltron, fully formed.
Oh.
And I know there's a third Voltron. I always forget.
I think it's more of a like a robots forming Voltron.
You know, for what I honestly think, I do feel like Vehicle Voltron has a bit of an edge because you didn't really see Lion Force use anything but Blazing Sword, whereas Vehicle Voltron used Blazing Sword plus the chopper blade. I loved that.
Yeah, I would love to see like the Voltrons go up against all the other super mechas from the 70s, Grandizer, Night King and stuff. That'd be pretty cool. I don't think they would hold out too well. But
another vote for Lion Voltron. So when we do
the most popular,
when we do our Mo Tuesdays, Adam was our first guest on Mo Tuesdays. And it was a show that me and Phil decided we were going to do because we wanted to do something in our time zone, right? Because we get up early and we do all of these shows because it's better for the other time zone. And I was like, Phil, what are we going to do that we don't have to get up early for? Let's talk about Motu. And Phil's like, yeah, that'd be great. And we're like, let's ask Adam on as our first guest. Adam came with the very first universe and all of these epic slides and stuff. And after seeing what the universe is, which is basically, if you're a guest on the show, he asks you what your favorite thing was, and then he puts together a alternate, unproduced 3D render or 3D printed version of that. And it's called the universe figures because you created it. And the concept was, if you could, like the G.I. Joes where they had the Steel Brigade, if you could come up with your own character, a mail away, if you will, what would it have been? And it quickly turned into something that was, it was such a great idea that me and Phil collectively we're going to have Adam back. He's going to come back as an actual host of the show. And like I said before, Adam really does donate a lot of his time and effort. And I thank him for it, but I always want to make sure that I'm sincerely thanking him for it, not just like a Hey, thanks, man, appreciate it. Like, it's sincere, the appreciation for all the effort that he does put into these videos for us, and not just universe, but the slides and stuff he puts in. Gazz and I are famously very lazy, and we don't like to come up. We don't like to put together a lot of slides. But whenever we have Adam on, he comes with a plethora of slides for us, and I'm like, wow, I can't do that, but I appreciate.
We did come up with slides, but they were just all out of order.
They were so bad, yeah.
That's how I put them in the file. They were in order in the file.
Yeah, I don't know. He makes it look so effortless, but I know that it is a lot of effort. So if you haven't checked out Adam's universe figures, they are on Mo Tuesday when we do Mo Tuesday. It's one of those shows that we only do if we can all do it. If we can't all do it, then we don't do it. That's a rule that we have. But his universe figures that he comes up with are just tremendous. And because, like I said, the guys will come in and say, I kind of like this piece and I like that piece. I wonder what that would look like. And in your mind, you think, I wonder if it would look like this. But then it comes back through one of his renders. And sometimes he actually makes them, which is another great thing. Adam's full on Lion Force.
Full Lion Force, yep.
Full force on Lion Force. And Steven's like, sorry, but for me, it's Lion Force all the way. They did use Mace, Electro Force Cross, Lionhead attack, proton missiles, and there was a needle attack, and they also had those blades. The Lions would have their blade knives.
Yeah, that's true.
So there you go. How cool is a mace as a weapon in any way? Right, any shape or form. A mace is always cool.
Well, that's a great segue because the mace is the primary weapon of my boy Man-at-Arms. And I just want to... I'm using this as a segue to talk about Motu, because the one thing that I have to say about Adam, and I don't know if everybody who's watching knows this, Adam is great at bringing people together. And honestly, if it wasn't for Adam, I wouldn't be here tonight, because I got to meet you guys through Adam being a guest on Mo Tuesday, because he asked me if I would come on the show, and I was so happy to do it. And look, it's turned into this, great relationship. So, I don't take that for granted. If more than anything else about Adam, his ability to connect people just makes him a special guy.
I agree. Wholeheartedly agree with that. And if you ever get an opportunity, me and Gaz, we're drinkers, right? We like to enjoy a couple of beers. Don't hold it against us. At Joe Fest, Gaz and I were having a comfortable amount of beers. I don't think we ever got truly inebriated. Adam doesn't drink at all. And I don't know if you've ever been, because I don't drive, so therefore I've never been a designated driver. You can't drink and drive, so why bother, right?
Right.
So I've never been a designated driver. But if you've ever been in a situation where everyone around you is drinking and you have to be right? Yeah. It is not fun. Like I've been sober around drunk people before, and it is not fun. You can't have a conversation with people that are drinking because it becomes nonsensical, right? You're just like, what are you even on about? Whereas everyone else seems to understand what's happening. Maybe it's just me. But Adam held his own and was able to, as far as I could tell, enjoy our company even with quite a few beers consumed.
Yeah.
Poor Ken, he could barely stand. There's a photo of us guys where we're holding him up because he just could not stand.
That poor guy.
Lordy.
He was having a great time.
In his defense, though, he showed up the next day and he worked. So other than that, I would not. The amount of beers that he had, or says that he had, I didn't see all of it. I just caught the back end of his drinking. But the amount of beers that he said he had versus how he was the next day, there was no way I would be able to do anything.
He was there at the booth working.
Yeah.
And like another day, man, the guy was just on his game.
I'm not familiar with overly familiar with the tipping system that happens in the United States. I understand why They have it. I understand that.
I
But
live
we
here.
don't-
I don't understand it either.
Well, okay, well, fine. I mean, I understand the reason for it, right? Because they get paid like a minimum wage, right? You want to
Yeah.
supplement that with a tip.
Yeah.
I get that. That's cool. And I'm all for it, right? But I don't know, like, as a someone coming in from another country, I don't want to seem cheap, but I also don't know what the etiquette is, right?
It's usually like if you're going out to eat, it's like 20%. Like whatever the check is, it's like 20. Like I like a $5 tip. If you're getting like a beer or whatever, like if the beer's like $4, you leave the extra dollar on there for the bartender every time you go to get a beer. That's
Right.
usually how it is.
So we don't have like a running tab thing here in Australia, which I was paying for my beers every time I did one. And he's like,
Yeah.
do you want to just run a tab? I was like, I don't even know what that is.
Get in trouble that way.
Yeah, well, I
How many
definitely
have
would
I
have.
had?
I'll tell you. But one of the things that happened in Augusta, because I didn't know too much about it, like me, the Hodgins, and Chad got lost, right? Trying to find this place. We ended up getting lost. Took a couple of great photos though, but we got lost. And on one of these trips where we were walking around Augusta, I was like, oh, I really need a coffee, right? I'm still trying to get over my jet lag, right? I was like, I really need a coffee, really need the caffeine. So I go into a coffee shop, and I realize this is probably the first place I've gone to where I've had to actually tip. So I panic, right? So the only other place I'd been to was the airport. There was no tipping or anything at the airport. Like we were just at a restaurant or whatever. Then after that, I think we just went to a couple of like fast food places that we didn't have to tip. I don't know. There was no offer to tip or whatever. I don't know. This was the first place anyway where it's a coffee shop and I don't know how tipping works. So I start to panic. And I think Adam's there with me. And I'm like, what do I do? What's the etiquette here? What's the tip? And he goes, just put down what you think it's worth. I was like, I haven't had it yet. I don't know. Like I don't.
Sometimes you just have like a tipping jar at the register, and you pay for your coffee or whatever, and you just drop the change in there.
No, I was using my card, and it was a thing. Wow. It was on the screen.
They give you
like
the preset amounts you can select from.
Now they do that now. They do that now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So there was
some outrageous amount.
There are some. Oh my god, yeah.
I think the coffee cost me $5, right? Maybe. I can't really.
That better be a good freaking coffee for $5.
Maybe it wasn't $5, but the coffee was under $5, right? 5 or under. But I ended up tipping $10.
Whoa! Man.
I panicked. I completely panicked.
You made somebody's day.
I tipped $10. I was like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I felt bad.
Usually the tip isn't more than the actual thing cost.
Zazel, you're coming from Australia, so like you're tipping 10 US. You're thinking, oh my god.
Yeah, by the end of it, I look at the conversion, and our Aussie dollar is not that strong compared to the US dollar.
Do you not tip in Australia? Do you not tip when you go to dinner?
No, not really. So they've only implemented stuff now where if you use an app to pay for your food, there is a tipping option, right? But nobody cares. Nobody cares if you do or you don't, right? So with that, because I asked a waitress, right, when they first introduced that, and they started doing that during COVID because you couldn't go up and order; you had to order at your table,
right?
So I asked a waitress, and I said, "If I tip here on this machine, do you get it?" And she goes, "I got no idea. I got no idea." So I don't know. I don't know how we have it if you want it, but we don't have to. If you walk up anywhere and say, "Hey, can I get a coffee?" You can buy a coffee and walk away. It's no problem.
Well, here in the States, it's like they instill fear in you. It's like if you don't tip, the next time you go there, they're probably going to like do something to your food. So you want to tip.
I bet they wanted me to come and order a coffee again. I'm the guy that
like,
tips.
where's my guy? I want to make another 10 off this $2 coffee.
Another one of my favorite memories was we were in his hometown. Well, not his hometown, but we're in his town where he lives now. And they found out that there was an ice cream place not too far from where they were. So we were going to go for a walk and find this ice cream place. So we go for this nice little walk through the town, him and his family. And we find this little corner store. And we're like, well, the map says it's here. This is weird because it doesn't say ice cream or anything in here. Let's just go in and have a look. So we go in and have a look, and it's like just like a little corner deli, nothing really surprising. You've got your regular grocery sort of stuff, cereal boxes, you could, Coca-Colas and stuff. Well, this does not look like an ice cream place at all. So if I recall correctly, the lady that worked there was asked and said, is this where we can get ice cream? Is there an ice cream place here? She goes, well, you got to find it. Right? It's like, you got to find it. It's like a maze, right? So I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. So we end up walking around through the small maze that was the store. And then we end up walking through this side door and into what was a very large ice cream parlor, right? Huge ice cream parlor. However, now, if this was just one hidden ice cream parlor in the back of this little corner deli, that would be cool. However, we then noticed that to our left was a great big opening where it said ice cream parlor. And so it just happened to be connected to the side.
I thought you were going to tell me you found like a ice cream speakeasy.
That's
behind the hidden wall, right?
Oh man, this is like super hidden. Yeah, this is crazy.
We have the flavors that you're not supposed to have.
Yeah.
Right. And we just happened to walk through, I guess, the back door for it. We did not go through the right way, but it was great.
I like that the person working there says, you got to find it.
Yeah, it didn't just say, oh yeah, it's out back. He's like, you got to find it. It was a bit vague. Lack is here. Now, if Lack's here, that means you got to hit that Lack button.
We have this deli by my work, right? And they have like you can get a sandwich, soup, whatever. They have an ice cream stand. So inside, ice cream stand is out on the outside, so you have to go around the side of the building. But inside, there's a little counter, and they have like cakes and stuff in there, right? Now on the bottom, this got my attention. One time I was in there, they had popsicles, and the popsicles were pickle popsicles. They were pickles. There were slices of pickles inside the popsicles.
Okay.
And I'm looking down and I'm looking at the person. I'm like, is that a thing? Yeah, I can't imagine that's a thing. If anybody in the chat has ever had one, I'm kind of curious.
You didn't risk it?
I can't bring myself to try one because it's pickles. Frozen pickles? No. I mean, I like pickles, but not like that.
I like pickles, but I don't know if I want pickles. That's a pregnancy thing, right?
Yeah. Every time I go in there, they're like you see them like one day and there's like a ton in there, and then you go the next day and there's like one in there. So it must be popular, but I'm just like, that's just weird.
I tried an ice cream from a Japanese store that was sweet corn ice cream.
Oh,
that was actually very good, and it was in the shape of it was an ice cream. It was very good. I was surprised. I was like, I'm not going to like this, but it was very good. Cutthroat Comics has seen them, but hasn't had one. Cutthroat Comics was also showing me that there was blue milk happening around town for
for May the 4th.
Yeah,
ain't no way I'm drinking blue milk.
I saw photos of blue milk all over the internet. Somebody's marketing that stuff.
It's strawberry.
Is it?
Death.
I was gonna say but it must be like that. It must be like a strawberry quick, like it's artificially.
From what I understand, it's like has a vanilla flavor to it. I think Cutthroat was saying it's like a vanilla flavor. Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently in Canada, Adam goes and when he goes to pick up his pizza, they ask for a tip.
Yeah, that's weird. If it's not being delivered, there's this weird. It's weird here because like I would never think of like walking into my local Tim Hortons, getting a coffee, walking out the door.
You're doing that too, those.
I would never think about tipping for like here taking a coffee. I wouldn't think of that.
I went to Timbo's when we were in Canada. It's a good place.
Yeah,
we had one here. We had one here years ago. It was all right.
And I would tip the pizza guy if they delivered the pizza. But if I'm getting my own pizza,
yeah. Pizza. If the pizza was like $20, you give him like even $15. You give him 20 because he drove it.
I mean, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. if you're ordering from a delivery place for pizza, it's usually you usually order from the same place. So if you don't tip and you don't tip the delivery guy, you don't know what he could do to you. He can just like throw your food around and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Did that say that self checkouts are now offering a tip option?
For what? Tip me.
Yeah.
I'm doing the work.
We went to a restaurant. There's a restaurant chain here called Applebee's.
Oh,
it's okay. Yeah, you have it there. Okay, yeah.
Well,
and
I don't have one near me, but they're
in Canada, right? Yeah.
Yep.
They're okay. Yeah, depending on the location you go to, each one's different, right? They have like these little displays on the table, so when you're ready to check out, and it's all in there. And it's like, again, the lowest one I think is like 15%, and it's 20%, and then it's like a couple others that are outrageously high. And you're like, why would I pay that much? It's gonna be more than my food.
This one is the celebrity only button.
Right? Yeah.
And
they usually eat for free anyway.
Hey, I'm Gazz from Shoot the Shit.
So we have. Oh yeah, good to see you too, buddy. Thanks for tuning in.
Nice to see you.
When we order pizza, this was another conversation I had with a delivery driver because they started adding to the app, do you want to tip your delivery driver? And so I asked the delivery driver, I said, hey, I put a tip in. Do you get that? Do you know? And he's like, again, I don't know. Like, who can tell?
My wife and I ask that all the time when we pay with a card. Like if we pay with the debit machine, we always ask the waitress. I don't know if their bosses are telling them to say that, but more often than not, they tell us, yes, I will get the tip. But how do they figure that out? I don't know how they figure it out.
I assume that the obviously they have like each waitress has a waitress or waiter. I'm sorry, has like a code that they punch into the register.
Right. Okay.
So that sale will go under. So that percentage that tip will go to that sale, which is under their number. They would eventually see the money.
Yeah. I just want to address this comment that Adam is saying that it was a Kawartha Dairy ice cream. By the way, if you live in the province of Ontario in Canada, Kawartha Dairy ice cream is legendary. The town that I live in is the headquarters of the dairy that makes this stuff, and it is absolutely it is widely regarded as the best ice cream in the province.
What flavor? Yeah. Is that a flavor?
Any flavor? No, it's the name of the company.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they make.
I had medium banana.
Medium banana? What kind of? Oh my god!
Medium banana.
I'll have to see if they're sold in my area.
They have the last year or the year before they offered banana, but they also offered something called banana boat. And the banana boat ice cream, I think, had a chocolate swirl and marshmallow in it, and it is so good.
Like a banana split?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's not the one I had. That sounds great, though.
Do you remember when I was a kid?
I do remember. I do remember when you were a kid.
Yeah, you were that weird kid that was always standing off on the side. Anyway, we'd have a Tasty Freeze truck come around, so an ice cream truck come around.
Nice.
And every now and then, I would, my mom would give me enough money to get a banana split. He would make it, it would be in a fucking boat.
Yeah,
be in a boat, and then to take the boats and use my GI Joes with it after. I go down to the pond and use them in the water. Well, don't take that down yet. I need to look up this ice cream place.
Yeah, Kawartha Dairy. Yeah. Kawartha Dairy.
I've got most of it in my beard. Oh yeah, ice cream's a mess for me. But the guy that served me was like, I said, "Oh, can I get a medium banana, please? Or can I please have a medium banana?" And he goes, "Can you say that again?" I was like, "Oh, you can't understand me because of my Australian accent." So I said banana, and he goes, "No, say the whole thing again. I love your voice." I was like, "Oh. Well, in that case, upgrade me to your large banana."
It doesn't look like I can buy it around here. I can order it online, but
I believe the closest location, they just opened a new location in Burlington.
Oh, wait. Hold on. No.
And I know Costco, some Costco locations are now starting to carry it here in, at least in Ontario anyway.
Google psyched me out. It was like I looked nearby and it showed like it on a map, and it's just stores in a map.
That's Google.
Google.
I love the shake up the drink comment. I love that.
Yeah.
I won't mess with your food, but surprise.
Yep, good on you, buddy.
So when I was a kid, my my stepfather would order a pizza from this place called Jimmy's Pizza, right? I think there's a
Right.
Jimmy's Pizza in every town. But anyway, so
You met
it was
Jimbo?
so it'd be like it's like a half-hour walk from my house to Jimmy's Pizza, right? And the Jimmy's Pizza is owned by a Greek family.
Oh, that's
and
great
we
pizza,
went-
right?
Yeah, it's great pizza, right? So I remember I went down there and he ordered a pizza in a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi, right? So when I walk back home, I'm holding the pizza, but I'm walking like this with the
Swinging the bag.
swinging it. So when he opened it,
Christ.
yeah, well, half the bottle was gone.
When I was working retail as a late teen, I was stacking Coke as a display, right? The boxes, stacking the boxes up for an end cap. And this is before they perforated the boxes. So I had to use my knife to cut the sides in a display fashion. Anyway, this one time, this old lady was walking past and I nipped one of the bottles and it just exploded all over her, right? This poor old lady doused in Coca-Cola, the whole bottle gone, decimated. Like it blew up, right? It didn't just spray out, it blew up and went out. And I was like, oh my God, ma'am, I am so sorry. She's like, no, that's fine. I haven't tasted Coca-Cola in a while. This is great. I was like, oh, thank God. But she was drenched. Drenched.
Did you guys have the 3-liter bottles back in the late 80s?
You know, in the late
Do you
80s,
remember them?
early 90s, there was a variety store right across, a convenience store right across the street from my high school that sold 3-liter bottles of Faygo.
Yeah, they
Ooh.
were massive. These massive bottles
they're
of soda.
huge. Yeah.
Remember when Mom came home with like 2 of them, right? She just bought 2 of those instead of just a couple liters of soda. We're like just looking at Saber going, look at all that soda.
We would
I can
buy the,
Sure.
as a teenager who was into all the things that your parents didn't want you to be into, namely Dungeons and Dragons, you'd buy the 3-liter bottle because it would go around more times with all your gaming group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tasted like crap, but it was, cheap.
Big Red Soda, not familiar.
Big Red. No, that's not one I'm familiar with.
Adam's saying that they had Moon Mist. Just great banana and bubblegum. That'd be great. What flavor is bubblegum though?
Moon Mist, which is grape banana. But I want it. Is that a soda? Or is that an ice cream?
No, that's an ice cream flavor. Yeah.
Oh my God, I definitely need. When I visit Adam, you better have some of this stuff in your freezer.
Well, you guys should make the drive over to my town because, like I said, the headquarters of the dairy that makes this stuff is just down the street from me. We can get it right from the source.
Hazel comes, we're gonna take a tour of the ice cream place.
Road trip. Right. Well, I'm definitely going back. That's a given. I'm definitely going back. There's no way I'm not. I'm gonna pop back into Adam's neck of the woods if they'll have me. And
Well,
then we should do
close enough that I'll definitely make the trip out to visit.
Perfect. Well, we'll set it up. What are you guys doing next weekend?
I'm
free.
Going.
So, Wes, are you going to Joe Fest?
I've mulled the idea of doing this, but traveling internationally, I need some prep time, and I need to do some research at what I'm going into. I am well traveled. I do like to travel. I've thought about going. I just don't know if there's enough. See, I would go for you guys. I don't know if I would necessarily go for G.I. Joe. I would just go to hang out with everybody. That's what I would like.
That's pretty much what we did. I didn't pick up a lot of G.I. Joe stuff at Joe Fest at all. I got Cobra clutches in the Sarge. I found one Joe, and that was Law and Order. Not Order, sorry. Yeah, the challenge coin. I got Law. But the most fun I had was walking around with Adam trying to find him a Baroness. And he was looking for an OG G.I. Joe Baroness. I found it. But then after he found one, I would keep finding more. And sometimes they'd be cheaper than the one I found first. I was like, how about this one? This one's cheaper.
Go take a bath.
When he had all those hydro bleepers, and I
Yeah.
started taking those.
But we were digging through GI Joe bins. Now here's another thing, right? Here in Australia, GI Joe figures are stupid prices, right? And they're stupid prices because idiots like me pay stupid prices, right?
Yep. Yep.
But I never will again, because after going to Joe Fest and seeing buckets and buckets and buckets of Joes for like $1 and a bit, I just can't. And the fact that I didn't come away with bags and bags of loose Joes just told me that I don't need more Joes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I've got all the Joes I need right now, because otherwise I would have just been throwing them in bags. But Adam and I were looking for very specific figures that we were going to use for pilots in the Sky Striker video,
Right.
which was great fun. And then getting everyone to sign the Sky Striker, that was a great moment.
Great idea that he had for that.
Yeah. And there was what he got a drop of rain landed on it. Just one drop of rain landed on it, and it landed right where I signed it. Right there.
Did it smudge your autograph?
No, it smudged a little bit of, because I did the Space Commander symbol on it as well.
Oh, right.
And so what I put it down to is that was Space Commander sending his little bit from the skies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Adam saying in Ontario we had a pop Fago in 3-liter bottles. There we go.
Yeah.
What flavor
Fago
is
should
that?
be familiar to anybody who's in the Juggalos.
Well, I'm just gonna say about Joe.
Oh, yeah. There's a term I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Lack. Appreciate you tuning in, buddy.
I'm gonna say this, Wes, about Joe Fest. If you're hesitant about going and what you're walking into, I was very hesitant of going down there. And like the main reason I went down was because of these guys,
Right.
Because Zazel, Hans, Adam, all these guys. And you could ask Zazel when I first saw him, what did I do? You know that meme, the two kids running down the sidewalk and hugging. That's when I saw him. He came out of the line and I just ran right at him. It was hilarious.
That's super cool.
Same thing with Hans. I did the same thing. But
if you'll indulge me for a moment, hey, love you too, buddy. Appreciate you showing up. If you'll indulge me for a moment, I got a little story to tell on individual meetings of everyone from Joe Fest, like first face-to-face meetings. Right now, Gazz we left the line because we were all lined up. We left the line and ran up and gave Gazz a huge hug. Hans Chow, we were again in line. And I turn around, and there he is up on the balcony. Probably the most Hans Chow introduction of in the world is just him in all his majesty, just looking out upon his subjects, right? But with Adam, I was blessed enough to see Adam in person while he and his wife were traveling through America from Canada. Right, they were driving, doing the road trip. And I was at the Sarge's house, and I'd spent a night at the Sarge's house, and they were coming past. And I was like, man, if there's any way that you guys can stop by, that'd be so cool. Because I was there with Kelly and the kids, and because that's Kelly's dad and that's the kid's granddad, right? I feel like I'm an odd duck, right? I'm a fan of the Sarge in the Sarge's house, and I feel like.
Don't freak out. Don't freak out.
Yeah, don't freak out. Right. And so when Adam came around, not only did I have someone to bounce off of for the excitement that what I was in, right? It's like I can't contain it anymore. You know, how cool is this? Check out all of this cool stuff. We're in the Sarge's house. We had lunch with the Sarge. Unfortunately, it was on the same day that the Sheik passed away, which is again. That was pretty mind-blowing. Like being in the Sarge's house where one of his biggest rivals and friends in real life had passed away was a bit of a surreal moment. But when I saw Adam, I ran right up to him and gave him a hug too. And it was like, even though technically that was the first time we'd met in person, it didn't feel like it. It felt like we were old buddies that we, just catching up. They hadn't seen each other in a while. And the same goes for Gaz and Hans and the other guys that we saw at Joe Fest too. Joe Recondo, Crash, all of those guys.
the first time I met Crash ever was in line waiting to get into Joe Fest on Friday.
Right?
Yeah.
Crash
And
is
Wilhelm as well.
Wilhelm. Yep, Wilhelm was there. And obviously the Delta 17 guys, Scuba Pete.
Scuba Pete, wow.
Chad gave me his articulated Chad because he'd gone off of articulated Chad and went on to just its Chad. So I got his code. I actually Chad was nice enough to let me stay in his hotel. But yeah, it was the first time we're meeting all these people, but it never felt like, and Brian as well. Got to meet Brian for the first time.
Commander, yeah. What a nice guy, guys.
That was great. Oh, Carson from 3D Joe's. Man, I can just keep going on and on and on. Yeah, but the Sarge, Adam and I were front of the line for Sarges. And I know Adam, so this is how much of a great guy Adam is. And the good thing about our group is that if we all dispersed, we would always sort of gravitate again back towards each other. Like, Gazz would be over here, and then Hans would be over here, and then, whoever else over here and here and here and here. And then we'd all sort of somehow all end up at the same place again before sort of dispersing. It was like a wave of friendship. But Adam, bless him, he put up with my crap because I was like, first thing I want to do is this is day one. First thing I want to do is I want to get in line for the Sarge, and I want to be the first person there. I want to wait. I don't want to really look around. I want to be the first guy here when this happens. He's like, yep, cool. Waited in line with me. Day two, right? I'm like, I want to do it again. He's like, yeah, man, let's do it. Let's do it again. And then day three, it's like, I want to do it again. It's like, cool. So I got 3 Cobra clutches in 3 days, and he stayed in line with me every time. And Gaz, another thing that we did, which we were both there for, was you found the piece of the Sky Striker, right? That he used in his video.
I think I found the husk because he was just looking for a husk for a skyscraper, and it was like it was that Friday. We just walked in and we're like, I think like the second stall we went into or table, and I'm like, Adam, look, and pull out the Sky Striker, and he's like, yeah, that's it, just like that.
Joe Fan 84 was at Joe Fest. Did we meet or not? I don't recall meeting Joe Fan 84. He wants to. I go, I want to meet you fellas. I saw Hans, but didn't really know who he was yet. New to all the strong stuff.
You saw me. I was right. Me and him were like attached by the hip.
Yeah. Hans was getting the clutch, and people were chanting Hans. Is what I remember. Well, we were there for that, and we were chanting Hans.
Yeah, that was the filming, right, of the A&E special, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was also fun. I was glad that we all got to be a part of that too. He had to go and check out of the hotel, so he'll have to do that and came back. Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, like I was saying, is like it's overwhelming. I was like worried about getting down there and doing stuff, and what for me, what made it obviously appealing to going was these guys, right? Meeting all these guys for the first time.
Yeah.
And I had money set aside stuff, and let me tell you, I walked out of there, everything that was there. I walked out of there with a battle bear.
Oh wow.
G.I. Joe battle bear and a couple of figures, and that was it. That's all I bought. Yeah. That's all I bought.
I got a pirate O-ring figure from a line. It must be Remco, and I only picked up that because Will picked up a pirate figure, and I also wanted to have a pirate figure so we could both say that from across the globe we each picked up a pirate figure.
I had gotten down there like a day earlier and been able to go with you guys to that store that you guys are talking about. Remember, you guys? I think it was gone like Thursday or something like that, or earlier that day.
It must have been. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what day that was on. Was that the first day?
I think you guys said you went that Thursday, I think. And I got there on Friday afternoon.
Yeah, no, I got there Thursday night, actually, I think.
Yeah, so it must have been Friday during the day.
It must have been, yeah.
Sound like a blast. You guys got lost, stuck behind a train.
So Joe Fan said he had a Cobra shirt on with a Duke enamel pin when he met the Sarge, and he razzed me about being a Cobra agent.
That seems fair.
That's a great memory. That's a great memory.
So I was definitely, because I had never been overseas before in my life. This was my first trip across out of the mainland of Australia and to another country. So I not only had the added pressure of trying to figure out on my own where to go through the airports, where to get to the places I needed to go. My phone wasn't working when I landed in South Carolina, I guess. Did I land in South Carolina? Wherever as I landed to go stay with Kelly, my phone wasn't working, and the Wi-Fi at the airport also wasn't working. And the airport itself was under construction, so the usual pickup place wasn't the usual pickup place. And so now I'm struggling to get a hold of Kelly, and I'm like lost in this new country. And a few, because I had my Sergeant Slaughter bag, a few people were recognizing it. And they go, "Oh, Sergeant Slaughter! Oh, Sergeant Slaughter!" Like, "Oh, yeah, how cool!" And they look at me like, "Who's this? Who's this guy with this weird accent carrying around a Sergeant Slaughter bag?" No, it wasn't Atlanta. Where did I stop off at?
You flew when you met up with Ken, right? First, because you came.
Oh yeah, so
here, right, and then you flew to.
Here's another Adam story for you. As soon as we're Gofigure appreciation, and this is how much I appreciate Adam too. So when I was coming over to America, the stopover was going to be in Canada. 2 stops in Canada, Toronto and what's the other one?
Vancouver, wasn't it?
Vancouver. Toronto and Vancouver. Vancouver is where Ken is?
Yep.
Yeah, he's on
the West Coast, yeah.
So I stopped off at Vancouver first and got to have a coffee with Ken. The stopover for Toronto was much shorter. I didn't have time to stop. So I said to Adam, because on my way back, on my way back from America, you know, if the timing is right, I know we already spent a lot of time hanging out at JoeFest, but if you want, I can hang out at the airport because I'm going to be at the airport for like 2 or 3 hours. If you want to just have a final catch up and have a couple of coffees. And then the idea sparked up of like, why don't I just extend my trip for a week?
Oh, nice. Stay
in Canada for a week and spend time with him and the family. I was like, oh, I can't say no to that. And I really should mention this because it goes without, it doesn't go without saying it. I should mention this. My trip was funded by my friends and my family through the GoFundMe. And I was not in a position to be able to afford such a tremendous once in a lifetime opportunity like that. And it was I'm sincerely grateful to everyone that did chip in for that. It was a great experience. I got to, before Mum passed away, we got to talk about each of our experiences in America. So I'm glad I got to have that conversation with Mum. It was a dream come true, and I thank everyone for that. It's highlighted in the documentary that we did with Sarge. There was a little documentary with Sarge. There was a documentary with A&E, and it's highlighted in that my trip to get there was via the GoFundMe, and I made sure that was stipulated, so that people knew that I did appreciate it. And yeah, we did go to a wrestling event. And some poor guy bought his doodle. He bought his doodle. He
shared the pictures of this. Oh man! Oh, that was the nastiest picture I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh.
He bumped it. I will have to send you the photos so you can see it. It's not exactly. Sure. Oh, it makes me squirm.
It's kind of uncomfortable right now.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh.
I hope I can make it again too. But I get to spend a week with Adam and the family after that, after JoeFest. And you think they would have got sick of me during JoeFest? They may have been happy after he left, but it was great fun. It was great fun.
Never. You know what I should have done when you were there? I should have came and visited. When you were there for a week, I should have came to visit.
Well, now we've got a new plan. We're all going to catch up for ice cream. Where's Gaz, myself?
Yeah, man, we're all going for ice cream.
We're all going for ice cream. I'm down. I'm definitely going to do it. It's definitely on the plans because I definitely do want to go back. it's a long flight.
It would be for you though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because you would have to fly to the West Coast and then take a transfer.
I'm lost to Tuesday that I'll never see because I left on a Monday, came back on a Wednesday. This is Tuesday gone.
Yeah.
I'll never see that Tuesday again. But it was I want to go back, and I'm not gonna, Gaz, I promise I'm not gonna harp on this again. But I will say I'm looking forward to coming back without digestive issues.
Oh, yeah, that was the underlining issue of the whole visit, was that he just couldn't adjust to the food. It was either the food or the Slim Jim that he ate.
Something happened, and it was not just a daily problem. It was like an hourly thing. Every hour I had to adjust to whether or not I was going to be.
I would have, if I was there with you and you bought that Slim Jim, I would just like,
Don't do it.
don't do it.
But Randy Savage talked me into it. Yeah, it probably wasn't.
From the grave.
Yeah. It didn't ruin my good time, but it put an extra level of pressure on me because it first hit me while we were out exploring the woods. And I'm like, there is nowhere for me to go if I need to go. And then my enjoyment of GoFest was completely dictated by whether or not I had gone to or needed to go to the bathroom. It was crazy. So,
oh no!
Don't go to Taco Bell either. Yeah.
Oh, that is true. That is words of the
Taco Bell,
right there.
You gotta make sure that you don't have any digestive systems for Taco Bell.
There's
and
a
that you
reason
have
why I call it Taco Hell, and it took me like 4 times before I realized, no, I really don't like this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
we only just got Taco Bell here in Australia, and I had it a couple of times, but it's not great. Sorry, Taco Bell.
Well, I mean, I guess it really depends on which one you go to. Each one's kind of like it's way it's run and the people in the building, but it's like it's not what it used to be. And again, we can go to the market here and you can buy all the taco stuff and make your tacos for less than it costs for like 3 tacos at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Now, because they used to be like 69 cents or something like that for one. Now they're like $1 or $2 for one. It's like ridiculous.
Nope.
Having been to Mexico a couple of times now, I have a whole new appreciation for Mexican food, and Taco Bell is not Mexican food.
We have this superb little Mexican restaurant right down the road from me. It's brilliant. The whole atmosphere, the food is just delicious.
Yeah.
There's another road trip that we can do. We'll cross the border into old El Paso, down on Mexico way. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to Gofigure, please go check it out. Like I said, he's not only a good friend of mine, but he works some magic over on his channel. Wizardry, pure wizardry.
Pure wizardry.
Gofigure, there it is. At Gofigure. If you can't find it for whatever reason in your searches, I don't know why you wouldn't. It is in the description, so please check it out. You
will not be disappointed.
Nope. And check out Wes's channel too, the Phantom Power podcast, which is in the description. So please subscribe to him too. Do it now. Don't hesitate. It's a great show.
So that show you guys do on Tuesday nights, or is it Wednesday nights?
Thank you very much. Yeah, we do Tuesday nights. We do a news magazine show. We call it Random Fandom Tuesdays.
Yes.
We go live at 6 p.m. Eastern, and we just talk about pop culture headlines from the last week or so.
Such a great show. It's a fun show.
Yeah. Fun games also, audience participation. I can catch most, depending on time zone, I can catch most shows. Sometimes I catch it from work. And
I'm at work when I'm watching.
Your secret is safe. I'm not telling anybody.
I do want to say, I feel you, buddy. Sometimes I put it on the big TV when I'm watching shows, and I can't comment on the big TV, but I am watching.
So when you guys are doing games night, I watch it on TV, but I've got my phone in my hand so that I can chat away.
See, technology.
Yeah. So we'll have to have you up on a games night when we get back to it.
Yeah.
Get ready. Oh, you're from Canada, so you use Gaggle, so it should work fine for you.
Gaggle.
As soon as Adam is up to it, Adam puts together a great games night show.
Yes, it does. Wonderful game.
And it's always good fun, even if we sometimes feel like we're pulling our hair out because of Gaggle. We legitimately do have fun. Speaking of fun, Wes, I know we've already buried the hatchet, so to speak.
Yes, of course we have, yeah.
But I was meant to be on the full live stream for the Star Wars Disney area live stream that you had on your channel.
You were there.
It's a great show. It was a great show. And we
You
had
were there.
you there.
Your name was there the whole time.
Yeah.
You were there
So next
spiritually.
time, you too, Adam. Next time I want to fill that Zazel hole correctly.
The Zazel hole, okay.
Be there from the beginning. I felt so bad from that, and I sincerely do apologize for missing the majority of that live stream.
I think Gazz and I were more worried that something had happened to you, and
Yeah,
we're like, hope everything's okay.
I was knocked out, and I took half as much of the medication I was supposed to, so I could wake up for today's, and I was still pretty zoned out when I woke up this morning. I was like, man, this stuff is, even at half dosage, this stuff is great. Like, not great that I slept in, but just like it works at stuff. But I hope you feel better soon, Adam. We love you and we appreciate you.
Yeah, man, get out soon.
Yeah, please do check out Gofigure. We've had Cutthroat Comics has subscribed to your channel, Wes.
Thank you so much. Thank you
You
so
won't
much.
be disappointed. It's a fun show.
We're a small
It
channel,
is.
but we're enjoying a surge right now. So thanks for getting on the wave.
I love just good classic fun, and your channel is just good classic fun.
Oh,
And
thank you
it's
very much.
me and Gaz, or often after the shows, we'll have a bit of a giggle over like the having a branny that's come into ours.
That is now a part of the vernacular.
Well, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on it. What was the last one?
Last week's Guardy Lou.
Guardy Lou. Look out below. It was a Guardy Lou. It was a good one.
We try to have fun with that. I try to.
Definitions were great. Like one of the definitions was people guarding an outhouse.
Yeah.
That would have gotten my vote.
Right? Yeah.
I'm on Garniloo.
He's guarding the Lou. Guardy Lou. It makes sense, right?
Yeah, it did. It totally made
Oh,
sense.
it's great. What a brilliant little segment that is. I love it. And you got the voice from that old machine.
Yeah, so that I put that together. I'm a little more technologically inclined. I do use a purpose-built podcasting board, so I do have some tricks at my fingertips. But it's I enjoy putting this stuff together and trying to make it as fun as I can for the few people that do turn up week after week. And I just want, when people come to our show, I want them to feel like that they got value for spending time with us. And I just want to make sure that everybody's having a good time.
Well, for free entertainment, it's definitely worth $1 million.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Gazz is one of those guys. I met Gazz. I believe it was the comment section of a G.I. Joe Berg videos or live streams or something.
Yeah.
And then I quickly saw Gazz popping up in different comics of other videos that I was enjoying, and it just seemed like Gazz was like a security blanket. Like if I was anywhere and Gazz was in the chat or in the comment section, it felt safe, and I knew I was going to have a good time.
Yeah.
The first time I actually met this handsome man down here, but he was he was doing a test live stream, and I showed up in the chat.
Yes.
I think it was me and Hans. The two of us showed up in there instantly when he came on. He's like, "You want to come on?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, that's cool.
That's right. I remember that.
I'm here now. Here's the link.
You check it out one time, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that reminds me.
I found his channel through Joe Berg when you guys did the Sergeant Slaughter, the Mercer
Renegade series.
Yeah, the Renegade series. And I'm like, who's this dude? And then I saw that, and then I followed the link over to the Slaughterhouse, and then started seeing him everywhere else, and I was like, oh, cool, this guy's everywhere.
That was a fun series. The Joe Berg do a great job of their play motion stuff. and to be able to do that in person as well. I mean, I've been blessed to be able to do a lot of these things. Being that I'm isolated in Australia, being able to do things in person is a blessing.
Yeah.
If you haven't already subscribed to Adam, please do it. If you haven't already subscribed to Wes, please do it. Gazz's Instagram is in there as well. So if you see all those links, do me a favor.
Check it out one time, won't you?
And check out this dude on Instagram. And check out the Slaughterhouse. It's still there.
It is still there. Check it out. The Slaughterhouse is still doing uploads of certain sort of specific material. So it's not gone. It's just moved to its own dedicated place. This channel sort of grew a little bit out of what its original function was, and that was just certain sort of content for me to enjoy. And pretty soon came into things like doing live streams and little play motions myself. It's a great Joburg's a great channel. But we'll call it there, guys. Thank you very much for joining us, Wes. I appreciate it.
Before we go,
Anytime,
I want to show a little something that I found this weekend, and I thought of Adam the minute I saw it.
Cool.
And I was like, I need to get this, so I bought these, and here it is. Ready? It's the Mountie with his little horse buddy.
Wow,
that's cool.
And I'm like, it's a Canadian Mountie. It's Adam. It's Ted. It's Wes.
I think is that Dudley Do-Right?
It's Dudley Do-Right.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and his little horse. It comes with the damsel in distress as well.
Yeah. You know what would be a cool team up? Dudley Do-Right and Lucky Luke.
Hell yeah!
Put those two together. What a great show.
How about a version of Dudley Do-Right? That would be cool.
Well, I mean, Disney has appropriated that. I mean, Mickey Mouse is a Mountie now, so
we had the Mountie ourselves on the Slaughterhouse Wrestling Championship, voiced by our buddy Ryan. He did a great job.
Great job. That feud between him and Ken, Hitman and the Mountie, was epic.
Yeah, they did their own promos, and it was a tough one to figure out how it was going to end. But I think in the end, it went the only way it could go. Dudley, that's him. Dudley, what? Yeah. Cool. Wes, what have you got coming up?
So tomorrow night we actually are foregoing. If you're planning on coming out tomorrow night for Random Fandom, you may or may not be in for a treat. In lieu of Star Wars Day, May the 4th, we had some other stuff planned. So tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern, my two recording partners and I will all be here. We are presenting Tales of the Empire in its entirety. It's our full deep dive spoiler review of that. And then next week, I actually don't have anything planned for next Sunday, so I'm wide open. We are working on an X-Men 97 project. As soon as that series wraps up, one of my recording partners, who is very, very excited about the show, wants to talk about that. So we're going to have an X-Men 97 special in the next couple of weeks, but that's about as far out as I've planned right now.
It's great. I just finished watching the one before that, Tales of the Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi, yeah.
Oh man, the Count Dooku one.
The Dooku stuff, it's good.
Excellent.
It's good.
Yeah.
Joe Fan 84. We are so our Star Wars review series are both on YouTube, and then afterwards we rip the audio out of those and we do put those up on all of the audio platforms. But yeah, we do our review stuff. We do it live, baby, because there's nothing like a live audience.
I agree.
It's a great conversation.
I always say, like, when it comes to this stuff, our show will never be first. In fact, we are dead last, but we are thorough. So if you're a fan of stuff, as most of us are, and you're not bored of hearing people talk about it, Sunday nights, that's your time to catch us.
Good time, people.
Yeah, it is. It is fun. But well, that's all right. Just watch it on YouTube. Link is in the description.
We are
so you'll be able to check it out live, and you can participate in the chat quite like you're doing now, which we do appreciate.
Yes,
Gazz, what have we got coming up for the next shoot the shit?
I believe our X-Men 97 is up in the air right now. We're waiting for Adam to get better, and we got Hans coming in, right? I believe. But as of now, the way we run things here, Wes, it's usually like about Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We decide on what we're going to talk
tomorrow.
About. Yeah, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about this? Whatever comes in. But you know what? We got that UFO topic we wanted to touch on.
Ooh, that's true. That I'm really looking forward to.
So we got a couple of things that we got in the mix. And anything's possible. Anything is. But yeah. But I think 97 was the one that we were talking about doing yesterday or today, actually tonight.
We're going to be doing X-Men today. Adam couldn't make it. We're holding off because it was Adam's idea to talk X-Men.
Yeah, that's right.
So we'll hold off until he's well. Might do a companion piece with Wes's X-Men chat.
Yeah, it might dovetail nicely.
Yeah.
So the next shit could possibly be UFOs. Gaz, you stated previously that you want to contribute more, so maybe you can get some files together.
Yeah, make a slideshow that actually works.
UFO dossier, and
not go like this. And not go like this.
Well, I don't mind. I'm happy to do it the Gaz way and just use the phone. But if the slides don't work, we can just blame the government.
Yeah, we'll just have like some random things on there. It's not going to be too fancy schmancy.
Again, that's not a bad idea too. We did do one about cryptids and so forth. We could also do. Yeah,
I think we just basically touch the tip of the cryptids. We can dive into like individual cryptids if we want to. We can talk about Bigfoot. Yeah. I mean, that's obviously most of our favorite ones. I know that Loch Ness Monster is yours.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we can chat. And speaking of cryptids, my buddy Crash sent me something. You want to see it?
Ooh, yes.
Ooh, yeah. Right. Ready? Oh, you almost saw it there, right? Look.
Almost.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, nice.
G.I. Joe Yeti from the early 90s.
Super cool.
Yeah. And it's posable.
That is very cool.
I'm gonna be doing some images for
what is it?
For
is that got like a wired armature in there?
A wire frame. Yeah, it's like
that's plushie. Really cool.
It's squishy, and it's got some bendy arms and stuff. Yeah, thank you,
bendy arms.
Yeah, bendy arms, big claws. Isn't that crazy cool?
One of the cool things that I got from Crash from Joe Fest.
Yep.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Imagine that somebody just says, "Hey, you want a flag?" That's brilliant.
Nice.
He doesn't need a crew.
Speaking of the Sarge, this is what I picked up this weekend too. What?
Nice warthog. All right, I'm gonna solo you for a sec. A core figure. So the campaign cover on that Sarge sometimes can get like spotty.
Yeah. I had to dip this guy in dip the hat in hot water to kind of soften it up, and then I jammed it on his head so it won't fall off.
I prefer the helmet from Sergeant Savage, but how good is the Warthog? That is my favorite vehicle. Such a great troop builder. And I don't know if you can't really tell from the outside, but on the inside, there's such a vast amount of detail. Like there are two, other than the driver's seat, there are two other dedicated seats, one for the gunner and one for like communications and stuff. It's so good. Hello, gals.
Yeah. I got a core gunner in there. I bought him. He was gonna be my second seat in my Mauler, but I'm like, oh, he looks cool here.
He does look cool. It goes well with Sarge too.
Yeah, and when I got it, it was really, really dirty. So I gave it a nice wash, and it's like in pristine condition. The only thing wrong with it is there's a couple of tabs missing for the missiles, and then this door's kind of warped. But that's it.
Yeah, that happens.
That's okay.
And so I was too busy looking at your eyes that I didn't see if it's got the internal seat belt thingies, the placeholders, the figure holders.
There's
compartment.
Oh yeah. They're in there. All three bars are in there. Here, wait, let me.
Nice.
All 3 bars are in there.
So when I did the first episode of the Slaughterhouse Wrestling Championship, I wanted to use the Warthog, and I actually took the top of the Warthog off so I could do interior shots. I just love the interior of the Warthog so much I had to show it.
It's like the last time I actually touched one of those was when I was a kid. I didn't even see one at GoFest, and the thing is even better than I remember it to be. My friend had it. I was like, oh man, that's cool. Never thought I'd have one. And there it is.
Favorite. So good. All righty, lads. With that, we're almost at the 2-hour mark. Just because I appreciate Adam so much, I'm going to play that video again that I played at the top of the show. But thanks for hanging out, fellas. We'll see you guys soon. And thanks everyone in the chat for hanging out.
Adam,
we're dismissed.
Love you, buddy.
Get well soon, my friend.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, that's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. So if you want to join me for a while, just grab your hat, we'll travel like that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll want to settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on.